Hello and welcome to the Disconnected Gamers podcast, where we reconnect with life and gaming. I am one of your hosts, Andrew, also known as J-Bond. With me, as always,
Except for that one time,
except for that one time,
is your boy. And if you don't know, your girl knows. It's your boy Mike.
what? All right, let's get the nitty gritties out of the way. It is Wednesday, January 25th of the 2017 year, on whatever calendar that we're currently on. Weather is nice. It's actually really weird. It's like I want to say it's like 43 degrees out right now. Um and it's been like raining for like 3 days straight. Not snow, not
Rain.
snow, rain.
Mm.
Uh this is episode 80, which is weird cuz we're closing in on a hundo.
Mm-hmm.
Just like to say that we are closing in on a hundo.
We are
And
in dog.
we like I like let's be real for a minute. I haven't used SharePlay in such a long time, but like the
Mm.
past like 3 days, all we've done is play fucking Yakuza Zero
Yakuza.
mini games. And if you were on the fence about buying Yakuza Zero, I'm here to tell you that if you like
10 out of
playing
10.
darts or pool or fucking bowling, 10 out of 10. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm legitimately thinking I'm gonna buy the game so we don't have to share play it, so that there's like no lag in between us playing the
Oh,
game.
it's so good.
Plus, the game actually looks cool when you've played just the regular campaign. Like I'll like,
Eh, uh, you can play Space Harrier and what's that old school, like super old school racing game? Not the bike one. It's like Outlander or something. I don't
oh,
know.
Outlast.
Outlast. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in like the red Ferrari or whatever.
Yeah. You get to play both of those games.
Nice, worth
It's
it.
like, yo. Except I fucking
Um,
suck at Space Harrier, but
right. But what was the other one? Afterburner. That game was the shit.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and that was like the bike one, right? Like instead of riding on the bike, you were sitting in the like
you
little
sitting.
cockpit thing, and it would go like up and down and tilt sideways and shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you had one at a like when you went to like your like Funko Land type arcade place and it actually wasn't broken.
Yeah.
It was like every
Right.
time I'd go to a like an arcade that had I almost said casino. Um, every time you
Same
went
thing.
to every time I went to the casino to play Time Crisis, like you'd always like get the fucking broken guns that didn't do the recoil thing. It
Right.
was the worst. Just like, what's the point, man?
Yeah. Like what?
I want that real life immersion.
Mm-hmm. It's true. It's true. That's why I wish we had more arcades
Yeah,
since we're on the
it's
subject of
such a
that.
dying breed
Because
of things. Like nobody does that shit anymore. It's really disappointing.
sadly, yeah. Sadly,
But, you know, it is what
it,
it is.
it is what it is. Yeah. Yakuza 6 or no 0. Buy it like right now. Stop listening and go buy it.
Wait, Yakuza 6?
I meant to say 0. I don't know why I said
Yeah, I
6.
was like,
We
what
are
the?
getting
I was
6
like,
though.
wait,
We
what?
are getting 6 though. We are getting 6 though at some point.
Okay, okay.
So I think we'll have everything. Yeah, we'll have the whole series.
On PS4, you mean? Or
Well,
just.
okay. On PS4 we'll have 0 and 4, but in terms of like the whole series, like 1 and 2 were on PS2, 3, 4, and 5 were on PS3, and
Right.
then 5 and or 6 on 4. So if you had all the games, you'd have the whole series
Gotcha.
from 0 to 6. And then there's some weird like Dynasty Warriors, old school, I don't know, type Yakuza one as well. That was Japan only, but
Mm.
skip that one.
Why was it so. When I streamed it yesterday, because we were just like playing darts and shit.
Mhm.
Um, why did it come up with the Japanese name of the game instead of Yakuza? Like, is that what the game is actually called, like in
The
Japan?
Rio,
Okay.
yeah. That's the actual name for the game.
Because I was a
because I
little,
think
I
it's
was
like
confused by that.
I think it's supposed to be like Dragon something something Yakuza. Because I know one of those words is dragon,
Right.
like Go Ryu something something something. Yeah,
Mm.
but I mean I don't know why they don't have the actual Yakuza Zero name
Right.
yet.
All the other games on Twitch had like Yakuza 2, 3, 4, 5. There was one Yakuza Dark Souls, which I was like, what?
It's like a zombie one. I know that. I don't know if it's
Oh,
called Dark Souls, but
oh,
it's like Dark something. Yeah, something like that.
weird.
Something like that.
And then, of course, big title that released recently of the Zombo Persuasion.
Resident Evil 7, which
Mm-hmm.
is still terrifying. I
Yeah.
did find more weapons today, though.
What'd you find? Did you get that Gatling gun thing?
That was actually a grenade launcher.
Oh,
Yep. And then
cool.
I got to use the chainsaw, and then what's it called? I you get to find two parts to make a flamethrower.
Nice.
So now I have a flamethrower, a grenade launcher, shotgun, the Glock, and then if I get one more ancient coin thing or whatever, I can get a not a Magnum, but if you saw the gun in game, you'd know what it is. But it's like
Gotcha.
a I think they said it's a 45. No, not a 45. I don't remember. Just the description says it has a lot of recoil to it. Like it's
Sure.
not a Desert Eagle, but
It's in that realm of Desert Eagle
yeah,
types.
it's in that realm. Yeah.
Mm,
Once you see it, I'll play the game later and I'll
yeah,
let you see it, so you'll know.
gotcha. I was reading a review of that game earlier today, and it was like, abandoned zombies and the mansion for hillbilly gothic is what they referred to it as. And I thought that was very fitting, except for
I
the
can see
fact that
that.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like a mansion, that house that you're in.
Yeah, I found a new area that's just as bad as the other ones.
Right. Here's one thing that I didn't quite get from the review. The review said that the family of people that you're like trying to escape from throughout
Mhm.
that whole thing. Spoilers. They kidnapped your wife, or it's
Yep.
actually her family.
The way she's talking, I think they brainwashed her.
Oh, okay.
Like I think there were two girls that they kidnapped, but
Yep.
then they just decided to raise them.
Wait, two girls?
Yep. Because there's a girl that you call on the phone, spoiler alert, named
Oh,
Zoe.
yeah.
And yeah, so and now you have to find well, never mind. I don't
Sure,
wanna
sure, sure,
spoil
sure,
it
sure, sure,
even
sure.
more. But anyways, yeah, there's two girls. And yeah, Mia's your wife and I think they were kidnapped.
Gotcha.
But the way she's talking, it makes it seem like they are family, but I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know. There's a lot of speculation. A lot of speculation.
right.
I'll just leave it at that.
And so you obviously like it wouldn't share play when you were playing in VR, but
I mean, it might now,
right, that's true.
since because I think the system probably didn't like realize the game was unlocked and out already,
Right.
so they probably still had the features like locked.
Mm,
So I mean, I'm down to try it again,
right.
like later, you know,
For sure.
so that way
Um,
you can hear me cry.
yeah. So what are your thoughts so far on the VR experience versus the non-VR experience?
VR is definitely more in your face. Like when you get cut up or hit, it makes it seem like you're actually getting hit rather than just, uh, in
Like
the
the
normal,
TV?
yeah, in the normal, it just, they just slash at the screen. But when you're, of course, when you're in the VR headset, the hands go closer to you. So,
Right.
it's
Mm,
more immersive experience. Like you actually feel like Ethan rather than just, you
right.
know, you're just playing as Ethan.
Did you see the
So I
candle?
like how they did that. No, not yet. I know it's supposed to
Like I guess it's
enhance the
supposed to
VR
you're supposed to
experience.
yeah, like I guess you're supposed to throw
Yeah,
the VR headset on and light the candle,
like
which is
the
then like
candle.
4D because now you smell what's going on. Though one person was like the candle smells like blood, and I'm like, well, that's fucking gross, but cool. Like
Right.
I appreciate it, you know.
I'd like to try it, but I don't want to buy a candle just to try it
Right? Yeah, that's the
because
thing.
that just
Like
seems weird. Like
that's such an odd
sitting
thing
in my
too.
room with it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm playing video games, let me light this candle. My other big issue with that is
What if you're close to you knock it over?
that literally was what I was just about to say. Like you're wearing a giant mask that you can't see, and what
Ah.
if you accidentally knock the thing over
Hmm.
and don't realize you're about to like burn alive?
Yeah,
Oh
right.
my god, the game's so real. I feel like my leg's on fire.
No, God, my legs on
Yeah, exactly.
fire.
Oh shit. Like your leg's actually on fire. Um so I'd be a little nervous about that, you know, not gonna lie.
Right.
It's definitely
I mean,
not
I horror fan or not, I would definitely say if you don't do it your first time, definitely play it in VR. Definitely play it in VR. I mean, even if you hate horror games, like it's you almost sometimes kind of get that adrenaline rush where you're like, oh, okay, this is creepy, but screw it, let's go. Like, let's fucking go.
right. No, it's like it's cool. I enjoy watching them. I could no, I just really couldn't ever be the pilot, you know.
But I don't know. I don't know. You might have to like even just a small segment of it, like not even play the full game, like just try a small segment of it.
Dude,
You know.
so you remember the GameCube Resident Evil when it first released?
Hmm.
And it was like, "Oh, the zombies can now come through the doors."
Yep.
I played that up until literally like the third room that you go through, right? Like you pop into the mansion and
Yep.
then Barry splits off and you go into the dining room on the left, right? And then you go to the
Hmm.
end of the
Yep.
you go to the end
Yep.
of the
Yep.
dining room and then there's like that hallway where there's like
Cutscene.
you can go to the right. Yeah, there's a cutscene, but then you can yeah, cuz you go through the yeah, that's right. You go through the hallway and then it's a cutscene of the zombies eating the dude and then you kill that. But there's also like the other hallway behind you and there's a
Hmm.
zombie in that room. Didn't realize
Oh,
that. Fucking, I'm sitting there
yeah.
doing nothing, and out of nowhere, this thing just wrecks my shit. I was like, done, never playing the game again. Nope, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah, because it came up like I just was not expecting it, and the thing came up behind me because it's like when you kill them, they come back and they're faster.
Oh yeah, yep, yep. Crimson Heads.
Yeah,
You have to literally light their bodies on fire.
yeah. Man,
Yep.
nope. Ever like that literally was like that in the defining moment of when I first played Resident Evil 2 as a kid at my friend's house. And I like I had one I didn't play PlayStation that often anyway, so like I'm trying to use the controller
Controller.
and I'm like trying to shoot the zombies like right at the beginning of the game when the gas truck like blows up and you and Leon get separated
Yeah,
and there's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know, a couple zombies trying to get me and I'm just like trying to shoot them and I just keep backing up into the fire and it was just like me getting eaten by zombies while I'm on fire and I was like, "You know what? This game's too much." And
Wow.
like to look at it now makes
I
me
think you could probably play it now
I could probably play it now because
because
the
it's all
graphics are
pixelated. It's all
so
like
yeah,
super.
because the
Yeah,
graphics are so bad.
well, super
Um
pixelated.
but like then it was like, "Oh my God, I'm literally watching a human being eaten alive."
Nope, yep. I
You know?
remember my friend. He bought it. And we played it, and then we were playing it like all day, and then I had to go home. So I was walking at home at night, like you know, watching behind my back to make sure there was no zombies or anything that were going to
Yeah.
chase. And so, like at one point, I got halfway and just
Ran.
bolt. Yeah. So I get that aspect, like when you first see it,
Right.
and then you're like, okay, nope, no, 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 no. But
Yeah.
yeah, now it's like, whatever.
Yeah, I definitely struggle with that. But I struggle with that like jump scenes in like any game. Like even like there were jump scenes in like Uncharted that got me and I was like, "Son of a bitch, Drake."
Really?
Yeah, just because I was, it's when like random like
I mean,
dead
yeah, I guess
skeletons
it's
pop out of
just
nowhere, and you're like, what the?
right. And they'll have like that crescendo music that just sounds like a loud bang
Yup.
to accompany the scene. Yeah, and you're just like, oh, and then yeah, like sometimes it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like I got scared by a jump scare with crows.
I got okay. Look, put
So
this in perspective. I got scared by the jump scare watching somebody playing Until Dawn. Like the
really,
jump scare in the stream got me before it got the person.
damn.
Not to mention that anybody, if there is anybody listening to this that was in attendance with me at PAX Prime then in
Mhm.
like 2014, when Until Dawn was being demoed, and I screamed bloody murder inside the demo booth.
Oh
Um,
God, I wish I could have been there for that.
yeah, like, and it was like, and I had the heart rate monitor on, and they had the camera filming me, so like that was back when Sarah worked for Sony
Oh yeah,
Worldwide, so she was
Sunny
working
Cat.
with the team that worked on Until Dawn, and she would always message me and be like, "Yeah,
Uh,
everyone watches the scene of you getting scared, and they love it." And I'm like, "Thanks, that's
great.
awesome. I'm glad that I've, I've,
Encourage
I've
them.
achieved celebrity status by being the guy that they laughed at because he got scared like a bitch in Until Dawn."
I mean, fuck. Like some of those jump scares scared me, and I love horror games.
Dude, it was the fucking part where you go to walk through the door and the thing jumps up in your face
Oh
right when you open the
yeah.
door, the like old lady. God damn. Every time.
I
Yeah,
I
that
won't
was
finish
that was
till
embarrassing.
on Rush of Blood or whatever.
You haven't or you need to.
I won't.
Oh.
It's fucking scary. Like I know I can view shit, but okay, it's different when you're playing it in VR.
Yeah, when it's strapped
Like
to your face and you can't like even
yeah,
closing your eyes, you're just like, "Nah."
because they make the enemies like get right in your face and they just scream at you. You're like, why?
Yeah, why am I
Why
doing this?
this? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like I get that some people and I did read an article about it a while back about like um people like to be scared, like people want to be scared because it
Oh yeah, yeah,
releases like toxins in your body that then make you feel good after the fact because you're like, wow, I'm glad I'm okay, nothing happened. And I'm just like,
yeah.
nah, it's actually, I'm just happier being happy from the start. Like I'm happier being okay.
Right.
Like I don't want to
So
be, I don't want to go from pissing myself to then being like, wow, that was pretty cool, when I could just be like, I'm okay the whole time.
like I'm cool and I'm okay. I'm stay like this. So just quick side note. So you'll never do like a haunted house or
See
like
my problem with haunted
a
houses is
horror
I've
maze or like that.
Yeah, see, my problem with that is I've heard two things. I've heard that there are some haunted houses where they are literally never allowed to touch you.
Correct.
I've also heard that there are haunted houses where they can, and I am just like, nope, hell
Correct.
to the
But
nah.
they make you sign a waiver though. That so that way even if you get like you have that immediate reaction to attack them, you at least know, hey, they are allowed to grab you, touch you, whatever. Please do not fight back. You
Yeah,
know,
nope,
like
hell
you
to the
have to
nah.
sign a
Because
yeah.
I would be swinging. I would be
Well,
swinging like a madman. You like if somebody
apparently
grabs
there's
me.
one in Newark you can fight back though,
Yeah, but
or
yeah,
something like
that's
that.
awesome. So it's like a mini fight club. It's a horror fight club.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they can grab you, put you in a scene, but you can still kind of fight back for them. Like you
Yeah.
can't literally beat them up, but like you can, like
Mm,
push them away.
nope. I've like
Like
did
I
you
don't
did you ever watch the I think it was like Ellen DeGeneres. She sent one of her like video manager people and another person to one of those haunted houses,
know.
and it like the video of watching them go through the haunted house is hilarious. But like there's a part of it that's like when you have a camera crew like walking in front of you, like that's walking through everything, it's a little bit like I feel like there's a part of it that removes it, but at the same time, like they were still scared shitless in some cases because like you're going through this haunted house and you've got a dude with a big camera, and the people in the haunted house have to know like you cannot go after him
Hmm.
because he has to film this. Like if you scare the crap out of him, like he has to be able to like hold the camera, not freak out. Like
It's
you've got to
expensive
let
equipment, so if he drops it, then
well, it's not even so much that if he drops the equipment, but like if you're trying to get the video of the two people being scared,
oh
and
right,
like
he won't.
he's like he can't keep the camera steady to like capture that because he's freaked out, like
Yeah,
um
it's true. That's true. You're right.
and So like there was at one point where it was a guy and a woman, and he was just like, I see you, go away, stop it, because his whole thing was like once you see them, like they're either gonna do something or walk away. But he was like, if you make like eye contact with them, like there's some like unspoken rule where like it's off, it's cool,
Oh,
time out.
they can't jump scare you
I
or
something to that effect, or just the fact that
uh
like if he sees them first, like they can't scare
right.
him. So he was like, I see you. And then like if they jumped out of a wall, it was yeah, no, I can't, I just couldn't like. And I don't. It's not like I have a weak heart, but like I don't think I would do well.
That's fair.
Because
That's fair.
like even on like roller coasters, like when you like when my stomach drops, like I'm like literally like I'm about to die. I'm gonna die on this ride.
I love it. Except we almost like me and Sam thought we almost died at World of Fun because we got sat away from our friends
Hmm.
on the Patriot roller coaster at World of Fun. And before takeoff, just our row, our seats fly up because I guess they weren't secured directly, and we all look at each other like we're gonna die.
Hmm.
And everyone else laughs, and then they secure it, and then they check it, and they're like, "Okay, no, they're good." And we're like,
You
"What
sure?
the fuck?" And this is one of those roller coasters where your feet hang.
Oh fuck
So
that.
if that thing flies up, we hit the ground, we're done.
Yeah, you're
So
toast.
yeah, but we made it. We were fine. We loved it at the end.
Yeah,
I think the
spoilers.
chick's
Jeez, you
boyfriend passed.
survived.
I think the chick's boyfriend passed out though.
I have you ever watched it? There's a YouTube video floating of a dude who's like
Oh, the
super
one that they
excited,
put music
and
to it.
he keeps like he's passing out and gaining consciousness like regularly on the
Yep.
ride.
I think I've seen that. Yeah,
Yeah, like
and then
I don't.
they edited it, put music to it.
Yeah, probably because that's the thing
Yeah,
that everybody does. Like I
I think
could
so. Yeah.
I just I'm worried that that would happen, and I don't want to be. I don't know that there's like a good thing about your health to
I'm
constantly
not
be
gonna lie.
putting
I
yourself.
close my eyes sometimes.
Oh, dude, like I would just
Yeah,
close my eyes the whole time. I'd be like, you know what? Nope.
because I did
Nope,
on
nope,
the
nope, nope,
Hulk's
nope,
roller
nope, nope.
coaster.
Um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's like no thanks. And like I get it, I'll probably survive. It'll probably be fine. But I'm just, I don't know,
it's
man.
not for you. Not
Yeah,
for
it's just
you.
really not for me. Like I would rather go bungee jumping or skydiving than I think ride a roller coaster. And bungee jumping seems like worse to me than skydiving because like you're just jumping towards the ground and you're
Mm-hmm.
praying that that rope that you're
Doesn't
attached
snap.
to doesn't break.
Doesn't
Yeah, exactly.
doesn't snap. Oh, that's terrifying. My palms
Have
are
you
getting sweaty already.
have you seen the new thing though where they literally just drop you into a net?
Oh yeah, they just reach into net. Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I like there's a part of me that's
But
like,
they
yeah,
have
I
you
would do that, but at the same time I'm also just like, no, I don't think I would. I think I would get to the top and be like, "You know what? Fuck it, guys. Sorry, I changed my mind." And
right.
they'd be like, "Well, okay, well, we'll bring you down." And then they pull the thing. Oh, you know, cuz
You fucking asshole.
right? Like I just I don't think I could do it.
They just grab you and toss you off.
Yeah.
Like I'd grab one of those motherfuckers and bring him down with me. Like, oh, you're going with me,
Yeah, you're
bitch.
going too. Except I bet you that net is not designed for like two people.
Eh, I'd imagine
I would hope that it is designed
it's
for
a
like
strong.
the most amount of weight you
Yeah,
could possibly imagine, but
I'd imagine. Yeah, that's. I think at some point we have to find a way to get you to play a Resident Evil by yourself.
Okay, how about this? There's gonna be a point where we are all hopefully at like some convention or something, and like as long as I've got people with me,
Hmm?
I probably could do it. But it's
All
oh
right.
man, the problem
Okay.
is you're gonna have to walk me through everything because I'm
Bet.
not gonna
I'll
figure
bring
it out.
my PS4 VR
Yeah.
and
Oh fuck
uh,
no, not VR. Like
yeah.
let's
No,
just
no,
do a
no, no, no.
regular.
You're playing Resident Evil 7 VR.
No fucking way, dude. No fucking
But
way.
just like the house, the beginning house, like the demo area,
No
just that
fucking
part.
way. Dude, I can't even
You've
like
already seen what
watch
happens. You know
Outlast
exactly
streams.
what
It
happens.
doesn't matter.
So
I knew exactly what happens every time we play Resident Evil 5, and I still freak out about that. It's
Resident
not
Evil
as
5 is
bad,
not.
but I still freak
Resident
out.
Evil 5 is just Call of Duty with Chris Redfield and a chick. That's all Resident Evil 5 is.
Mm,
Like, come on. Like, nope. No, 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 no.
Yeah,
Like
I legitimately
that you
don't know that
should
I could do the
implement.
VR. I think I would literally pass out if I did the VR. Um, you want to play rigs though? I'm down to play rigs.
Ah, fuck that. They stopped supporting it.
No, but the game's still awesome. They closed Gorilla
True.
Cambridge, which sucks because like
Yeah.
you had a game that could have had some serious like esports type potential in the
Right.
VR world, which like that would have been fantastic to have because how else are you going to get that many people like super invested in your game or invested
Right.
in that product? And then they were like
True.
closed.
Yeah. Like I I really hope that Sony isn't just kind of saying, we kind of bit the bullet on this one. Let's call it good like we did the Vita.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous that they're going
I
straight back to first party only
really,
type stuff.
I really hope they don't do that.
Cuz like right now Xbox has been, Microsoft has been like heavily pushing indie stuff and it's like it feels like there's like a shift between what Microsoft and PlayStation's focuses are. And it's a bummer
Right.
because I'm curious to see what that like what HoloLens will be like when that eventually is like
Yeah.
fully implemented in the like Xbox ecosystem.
Right. Which I think they're waiting to see what Sony does with VR before they fully implement it.
Yeah, cuz I feel like
Because
it'll
right,
probably end up
tech.
being
Yeah.
PC more than like
Right.
Xbox. But at the
Uh,
same time that Minecraft, man, when they did
that
that
was
Minecraft
cool.
demo, that was fucking
That was
sweet. But I feel like
pretty.
that would be cooler in an environment where you have multiple people playing. Like I don't know how well it works when you're playing by yourself, but at the same time, not saying it wouldn't be friggin' sweet.
No, you're right. Yeah.
So
Fucking just make a new Iron Man game with that tech. Build your own armor and shit.
yeah, yeah,
It's
that's an
exactly what
interesting
he did in
thing,
the movies.
right?
Do exactly the same shit he did in the movies.
Yeah, but there's also
I
so
mean,
what?
oh no, just to say that you know, we have to see what exactly Sony's going to do with VR, and then you know, if Microsoft executes with the Hololens.
Right, and that's I don't know. It's like, and I'm tired of I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm so tired of people being like Microsoft's better, PlayStation better. Like I just yeah. It's
Who
whichever one
cares,
it's whichever one your friends are on, and other than that, there's really no need to have an argument about it because it doesn't matter.
right?
Like
Because most just go PC anyways.
yeah, like everyone's always like PC's better anyways, and it's like okay,
Good
cool.
PC. Great.
Um,
Awesome.
if the games you want are on one console, then obviously that's the console you're gonna favor, and if the
Yeah.
games aren't on your console, then too bad.
Right.
Like, well, whatever.
Bad.
Um, like I just always think back to that little gif of that little girl. Why not both? Like, just have both if you want both. Like
Yeah.
that. Like I
Right.
might buy a Nintendo Switch just for Super Mario Odyssey because I love the
Oh,
Mario games. I love Super Mario Galaxy, and I really want to go back and rebeat it. But like,
that's what I thought it was at first. Was Galaxy 3.
right? That's what I was. Well, in theory, it's the next.
Right. Yeah.
Um. So it's, I don't know. It's like I don't know why people make such a big deal out of it. Like if you want that one game, buy it. My problem is I don't want to drop $400 on a VR just for like rigs and pool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you do.
when far I mean yeah I do, but like when Farpoint comes out, I will be buying it for
Oh,
Farpoint. I'm also hoping that they're like more readily available because I actually haven't seen a VR headset for sale physically.
I've seen a
Um,
few.
I haven't seen any locally. Like Costco didn't have any. The Best Buy I was at didn't have any. Um, BJ's didn't
GameStop
have any.
restocked.
Target didn't, or at least they didn't have them out in their little like mini case thing that they
Yeah, the
have.
mini case thing. Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It's like part of me is just like there's a nostalgia of the Nintendo Switch where I just like I want to have it. I want to be a part of it because I feel like my problem with finally getting a 3DS is I'm still so far behind the curve that like all those amazing games that I would have wanted to play with people, I can't.
Hmm.
Like the time has already
Ah,
passed.
right.
So I've got to go back. I've got to finish.
Everything.
Well, yeah. So like my backlog is pretty hefty right now. Like I still need to finish Tales
Yeah.
of Grace's F right?
Dude, I need to finish that. Zillia 2.
Zillia and Zillia 2, I'm literally at the end of, so I don't care. It's like me with Snake Eater on PS3. Like I'm literally or PS2
Oh,
rather. I'm literally at the end battle and I didn't beat it and I'm like, I know what happens. It's cool. I've watched it. Um
fucking beat it anyways.
I'd have to plug in my fucking PS2 to do that and find the game. Um
Oh, fair enough.
it's all
Fair
like
enough.
it's all in the bins. I'm
Oh,
sure I have
that's,
it. It's just whether or not I have it here or it's in storage.
that's
Um
why I have it on my Vita. Transferring, baby, or
right.
faring, whatever.
Um Yeah, I need to finish Tales of Grace's F on Vita because I like wanted to go and beat that and never did. Um, I need to
No,
finish
Tales of Hearts R. It's
Tales
on
of Hearts
Vita, not
R. Oh,
Grace.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to finish Pokemon Moon because I have
Dude, get
that.
on that. On
I
that.
need
Plus, we need
to.
to trade soon.
Yep.
I got some Pokemon I need to evolve.
I need to. I just started Gravity Rush 2, which I am
How is
absolutely.
it?
Oh, it's awesome. It's
Better than the
it's
first?
hard to say because like I think that
Fair,
the
fair.
this story does not this story would not translate well if you had not played the first. Like I think based on the beginning of this game, you'd be so lost if you'd never played Gravity Rush 1.
Ooh.
That said, I'm even a little bit foggy on the ending of Gravity Rush 1 coming into Gravity Rush 2, but like I knew who the characters are and I knew about the
You're right.
enemies and
You
gravity
had a
shifting. So like I know
idea.
like I have enough of a working knowledge of like I know what's going on and I know my character. I know Cat, I know Dusty.
Cat.
Um
And then, and then,
so like that part is fine, but like you are in a different environment entirely. Or
right.
you
It's
at
not the
least I
same.
guess in theory I think I am. I might not be and it's just maybe the game building this around me, but like it's really fun. The only thing that kind of sucks is so like with the Vita when you were looking at the screen and using the gyro and like moving the camera, like that felt significantly more natural to aim where
Right.
you wanted to shift in like blast towards.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing it with the DualShock 4 controller, it's not for me at least yet as intuitive to know like how to move the controller to like
Mm.
go in a direction because like I'm trying to go in a direction but if I'm like slightly moving the controller just because it's in my hands,
Mm-hmm.
I'm also like throwing my camera angle off
Oh,
ever so slightly and it kind of like it's not going to give me a headache but it is a little bit jarring at times if I'm like a little bit like trying to avoid characters and I'm like moving because like
I can see that.
I'm physically moving while holding the controller.
Mm-hmm.
And my guess is there is a way to disable it, but I'm gonna try and get better at
Right.
like
No, yeah.
managing that.
Actually using the mechanic
Yeah.
rather than just cycling it all together. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because it's like the hand-eye coordination was like it was instantaneous because my controller was my screen on the Vita, whereas like my TV
Right.
doesn't move; it's my controller that's moving, and like I have to be cognizant of like I'm looking at the TV and moving my hands just naturally because I'm playing.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm bringing the
True.
controller up because I'm like bringing it closer to me versus like I'm playing with the controller in my lap, like that's gonna move the camera a little bit.
Right.
So
That's
especially if I'm
true.
trying
That's
to
true.
like dart around while hovering in gravity, like or doing like a gravity kick or something, like I'm gonna miss my target because I'm gonna angle the camera away from what I want to hit.
Mm-hmm.
The upgrade system's still there for like all to upgrade your abilities and things like that.
Like the
Um,
crystals or
yep,
whatever.
yeah, the gems.
Okay. Yeah.
And you know you can still save on the go, but it has auto save if you want, which is nice because I can like pick it up and put it down whenever I want.
Hmm.
But I mean, so far, like I'm only 2-ish hours into it, and
Okay. So you're still kind of
yeah,
early-ish.
like I'm happy though, and like it says on the game that I'm at 6% complete. So if
Ah,
you were to call
hmm.
2 hours 10%, that means that it's roughly 20 hours. If you were to
Hours.
progress at the same pace, I mean, obviously, um,
Like even with side missions and all
I've
that.
done a couple side missions, yeah. So I mean, but I don't know. I haven't like Googled to see like what people have said about the
Mm.
actual timeline. I'm just going based off like the numbers. If I'm at 2
Right.
hours and that's 6%, then that
Yeah.
means that that's a fairly lengthy game. But it could also be
Mhm.
because I do like to explore a bit, but like some of the stuff I'm doing, like there's not really time to explore. Like you kind of have to complete objectives.
Right. Right. Right.
Some of it's like it's not time based. Like there's no timer, but like if you take too long, like it just gets really hard and then you die and you have to try over again.
Hmm.
Because like the enemies don't like there's a certain part where you have to complete certain objectives to continue through this area. But the
Mm-hmm.
longer you take, the more enemies that spawn in, so you're incentivized to do it real fast.
Real fast, so you're not just
Or
constantly fighting.
or kill the enemies real fast and do it bit by bit, because if you don't, you end up with tons of spawned in Nevi, and
Ooh,
that is problematic.
not about that life.
Yeah. So like some of it I was like I wanted to kind of like explore and see if there was hidden stuff, but not
Is there
yet.
a chance to explore at all? Like, because I
Yeah,
know the
yeah, yeah,
first
yeah,
one
yeah. There's certain
kind of had
parts.
free roam, not
Yeah,
really.
like yeah, exactly. Like when you're back in the cities and stuff. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Gotcha. 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 Just when you're on a mission, you kind of have to do that mission. You can't
Yeah,
really
kind of. Yeah, there's not like a
kind of
whole
go
lot,
see. Okay. Yeah, I see what you
or
mean. Yeah.
at least the first like two, and they're very much tutorial based starting missions, like because they kind of
Teach you the mechanics again
yeah, they
and
basically
introduce
reteach you the mechanics. Yeah, like
mechanics. Yeah.
the first like interaction you have with Nevi, um, you basically like re-go through a like mini set of cutscenes that like are like press this button and then you do the thing and then it's like, oh, now do this and do this and do this and go over here and go over here, get to this checkpoint, get to this checkpoint, and you're just kind of going back and forth.
Right.
um so that's like, but like it doesn't feel like tutorially, but like from coming from
Mhm.
playing games, as long as as long as we have, and I'm sure other people are the same way, like you play a part and then you're like, oh, that was supposed to like teach me how to do a thing that I very easily know how to
Yeah, bro.
do.
Right. Yeah. Hmm.
Um, and then Titanfall 2, man, I haven't gone back to it, but I want to say I'm close to the end of the game, and it's been fun. Like I've really enjoyed the story in that.
It's
And then
it's not a
after
long campaign.
no, it's
Mhm.
not too bad.
And I'm not saying that that's not a bad thing. Like
Right.
it's a great campaign for what they made.
Yeah. So my thing is like I need to finish Titanfall 2. Tales
Hmm.
of Hearts is going to take me forever because I'm basically at the beginning of it. And Gravity Rush 2 I'm going to have to work on. The only problem is like I feel like I'm going to have to do Titanfall 2, beat that, then go to Gravity Rush, beat that, and then either pick Pokemon Moon or Tales of Graces, because I don't think I can play like a
Pokemon Moon.
well, I don't know if I can play like multiple RPGs and then remember where the hell I'm supposed to be.
So with Pokemon Moon, they Sun and Moon. There's like since it's not gyms anymore, like you kind of almost can do whatever you want
Right.
in terms of go battling whoever, you know.
I
Whereas
suppose.
Tales of Hearts are like, yeah, if you forgot where you're at, then effed.
Right.
You're effed. Like, because they have like a little synopsis thing where you can read. It's like, oh, okay, well, we're supposed to go to this town, and then you go from there. But you're still like, well, where the hell is that town?
Right.
So, either way.
Yeah, that's so we'll see what happens. But I think that is going to be my uh current gaming progression. And obviously like I'm going to throw Destiny in there because like that's a game that you can just pick up and play. Um
Still need to do the raid.
yeah, well that's the thing, right? I talked to a couple of my friends and was like, "Hey, like I need to do the raid at least."
Mm-hmm.
Like I need to do the raid before PAX East because
Blue, right?
I don't want to be like in a panel talking about Destiny and have not completed that raid
Yeah, everyone's talking about
and
the
have
raid.
like somebody make a reference to something and be like, "Yeah, sure. Totally."
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know?
Yep. Yeah.
Um
Silently agreeing.
right. Which and obviously I think at this point I we should and we'll end the podcast on that note
Oh, yeah,
because
10 minutes over.
we're getting close. I
Uh-huh.
will be in attendance at PAX East again. I might have mentioned it in the last podcast. I will be moderating 2 panels. One is called Destiny, a community you can build on. We're going to be talking about Destiny and broadcasting and making friends and why it's a surprisingly awesome community. If you disagree, I implore you to come to the panel and hang out and maybe see it from a
Fine.
different
Bye.
perspective. If you've never played Destiny and you're looking for a game to get involved in with a community, either like raids or just teams and competitive stuff, like definitely something you might want to check out. The other panel I am doing is the gaming and positivity, or positivity and gaming panel. So this will be part 3.
3,
This will
yeah.
be the 3rd time we've done this panel. We did it originally at PAX East, we did it at PAX West, and now we're bringing it back to PAX East with a
Moist.
slightly different crew of people. Um, so like every year it's been fun because, or every year, every PAX it's been fun because we've had like a slightly different, one or two different, people have been different.
Yeah,
This year we're gonna have 2 different people on board,
getting
and
two different perspectives from the
yeah,
past two. Yeah.
and so it'll be fun to kind of like have that conversation again with people. Just inviting people to not be so hypercritical of your fellow gaming cohorts, regardless of the types of games that you play, and also how people's perception of the gaming community, because we might sit in our rooms and stare at a screen all day with a headset on, does not mean that we have really caring and compassionate people on the other end of that screen.
Right.
Um, just because we don't have like the physical connection of living near each other.
Hmm.
So
Right.
so those will be 2 things that I will be broadcasting on social media sooner than later, probably to make sure that people are kind of aware of those things happening. If you have any questions, feel free to tweet me at so after I said on the Twitters and Instagram
Sure.
and Snapchat and all that junk. Our podcast Twitter is at the DGCast. The YouTube is youtube.com/c/thedgcast. There hasn't been much posted there, but recently. But I do post the podcasts there if you are not a fan of iTunes or listening to it through the website, if that's what you do. I do try to get them posted to YouTube as well. Mike, your Twitter is at mtong1.
Yep. But don't follow me.
But don't follow me, though.
Don't follow me.
And with that, I'll go ahead and end this episode. Thank you for listening. This has been episode 80 of the Disconnected Gamers podcast. And as always, we will catch you
On the flip. Whoops.
because yeah, the button to hit end call is a red circle. The button to hit record is also a red circle. So I made a mistake. I'd just like to
Shit.
apologize.
Say I'm sorry.